Director Kim found a really unexpected scene which has not been remembered by anybody. After Sewol ferry fell down, the Coast Guard P-123 first arrived at the site and rescued sailors, etc. At that time, P-123 showed lots of doubtful scenes. P-123 rescued sailors first, resulting in an issue, but the Coast Guard said they did not know that rescued persons were sailors. Director Kim will show you the evidence that the Coast Guard knew the rescued persons were sailors at that time. The Coast Guard arrived at the site at 09:30. The Coast Guard started rescue using a rubber boat at 09:38. The Coast Guard said that the members knew later that first rescued persons were the sailors of engine room. The Coast Guard said that the members thought that the sailors in the steering house were passengers, too. A member enters into the steering house. The Coast Guard said that, when P-123 was going back, the members believed that there was nobody near the steering house. Our knowledge was that P-123 left the place as shown. However, it was found that P-123 performed another duty at that place. This scene was shown you already. The steering house of Sewol ferry has the apparatus for emergency announcement. The Coast Guard said that the members could not enter into the steering house because Sewol ferry tilted too much, but it was found that a member entered into the steering room holding onto a rope. At that time, the issue was only that a member entered into the steering house but did not make an announcement. The video stops at this point, and we thought that these persons would leave the place on a boat. We thought that there would be nobody remained. In fact, these two persons remained in Sewol ferry. This person is a member of the Coast Guard and enters into the steering house. This person is a sailor and remains on Sewol ferry without any anxiety. P-123 is leaving Sewol ferry. This video stops at this point and further situation is not connected any longer. A photo was disclosed and showed the scene 10 seconds after stoppage of the video. There is nobody in this place. If so, the member who entered into the steering room and the sailor had to board on P-123 for as short as 10 seconds time, but such rapid action is impossible in 10 seconds. Therefore, Director Kim decided to solve this mystery. What I did first was to synchronize many videos. The videos were equivalent to 3 hours of duration. As shown, these scenes were made at the same time. For example, in the two videos in the left, the motion to hold the person by the hand is consistent in terms of time. Director Kim set reference points based on the aircraft and synchronized all the videos. You can see that these two videos show the same scene. In the process of synchronization, Director Kim got a question. I arranged many scenes with synchronization, like the process to edit marathon scenes for relay broadcasting, and I will show you the videos in slow motion. The member ascends and the video stops. P-123 goes back rapidly. It would be impossible for the member and the sailor to be rescued for 10 seconds of time, but they disappeared 10 seconds later. 30 seconds later, the scene is continued. The member and the sailor remained. Left photo shows the two persons, but right photo does not show the sailor because he leaned on a partition wall as if he was recumbent. To the question that why the members rescue sailors first, The Coast Guard answered that the members thought they were rescuing passengers rather than sailors. If so, why didn't the members save the person remained on Sewol Ferry? This sailor is the very helmsman. What's more suspicious is that this person is cool and looks at another position in such urgent situation. This is the scene taken at another angle. What did they do after being remained? The member of Coast Guard took off his life jacket. He gives his life jacket to the helmsman. There is an omission of record for 15 seconds. A new scene was taken. As such scene passed momentarily, nobody took attention in these two persons. The member of the Coast Guard put a common life jacket brought from the steering house at the bottom, took off his life jacket and gave it to the helmsman, and took the common life jacket. This rubber boat played the role of a shuttle bus. Therefore, the boat was to go to Sewol Ferry again. This boat was under the eyes of the two persons who remained on Sewol Ferry. Nevertheless, the two persons jumped overboard in the sea. And then, the two persons were rescued being mixed in the passengers on a boat. This member and the helmsman must be mistaken for passengers. As soon as the two persons boarded on the boat, the member took off the life jacket mark with the symbol of the Coast Guard from the helmsman. However, they were still on a rubber boat, they could never feel at ease. These are the lies told later. The member of P123 says, "The man might stand at my side but, as I was enthusiastic in climbing up, I could not see him. I seemed to find him after descending." The helmsman of Sewol Ferry says, "Sewol Ferry tilted so much and was dangerous, the boat of the Coast Guard went back, the member gave me his life jacket, and I jumped overboard in the sea." The commander of P123 says, "I did not know that a member climbed up. I knew that later when I watched the video." However, the commander was looking at the situation that the boat was unwrapped and was going back. I think these two persons had a mission to be performed after being remained. I suppose that the mission was to enter into the steering house and to bring a material related with the tracks of Sewol Ferry. A Philippine singer, etc. was included in the persons rescued from the steering house, and the member carried in secret a material to be hidden from other persons. It's apparent that a conspiracy was made between the crew and the Coast Guard and, therefore, the Coast Guard rescued the crew first and remained the two persons. Reinvestigation is required.